Shalom. I want to begin a lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops, our great millstone, who've taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning. Aqua too. Also I say Shalom. It is your brother Ratazar Bar back with another lesson through the spirit. And I just wanted to come and show something quick and local and edifying in transit right now. I was watching this video by Dabu77. And he goes into a lot of the eschatology, current events that's going on, right? He does videos pretty much every day, like updates, like small videos, but he does live videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights where he just goes over a whole bunch of different topics for a couple hours or whatnot. But this is like his latest videos talking about Digital Guy, AI Insider, sounds alarm on Silicon Valley, at least trying to bring machine alive, right? And we have made numerous videos concerning AI, concerning the digital technocratic world that Esau Edom is gearing towards and whatnot. And best believe, AI, they're trying to make AI the new God, right? Because through AI, they implemented it in everything, man. Everything is geared around AI nowadays, right? Whether that be cars, cell phones, laptops. You can buy laptops that are built in and have AI in them now. The fact that they're going towards digital ID. So all of this stuff is very real, man. And a lot of people don't realize the fact that this thing is going to do more harm than it is going to do help, right? You're talking about the freedom, so to speak, of the people with this thing, man. They already have surveillance, but you have companies like Palantir and stuff like that who are now gaining data from people's surveillance, right? So they're able to monitor you, look and see what you're doing at all times, keep tabs on you, right? Collect biometric data about you. All of that stuff is going to go into this new society that Esau Edom is trying to build, It's a new world order, this digitized society. Everything is going digital, right? And where it becomes a problem is when he implements the CHIP, when he implements the RFID, the mark of the beast, man. That's when it becomes a problem, because now you're pretty much enslaving the people, right? Through the means of that technology. You're enslaving the people. When you put that in your body and you put that in your hand or in your head, you pretty much bowing down and pledging allegiance to the left hand side, which is the side of wickedness, right? And you're pretty much turning your back on the Lord because you don't trust in Him to bring forth salvation. You don't trust in Him at all, right? That's when it becomes a problem, because you're pretty much becoming a slave to the system, right? And a lot of people are going to be deceived by this type of stuff, man. AI is implemented so much in everyday life now that it's actually becoming harder and harder to tell what is real and what is AI, right? And I'm going to be honest, I'm an intelligent person. I can figure things out here and there. And sometimes I even have to second guess or, ask myself, is this real or is this AI? That's how scary it's getting out here, man. So, but we know through through the faith that we put in the Lord, and through us doing this work and following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, that we're not going to be deceived by this thing, when it becomes a grand scale or in the time of our need. We know that the Lord is going to guide us in the right way to where we're not deceived by Satan's devices. That's why we talk about this so much. And I advise y'all to go ahead and watch this video about Dabu 7. I might even just play it. It depends. Fuck, I'm going. Fuck that shit. It's a lot of fucking traffic. I should have went down to Clayton. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. I might as well, cause I'm in traffic right now. But this, I just want to say fair use. He makes a lot of good points here. This isn't anything new. Like I say, man, this is all stuff that we've been talking about, because Esau Edom wants to be a god, man. They think that they're God. The scriptures even say this. And what is that? The book of Malachi. I want to say. I want to make sure I'm correct, so I'm not butchering it. This 2 Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians 2 and 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing that he is God, right? Showing himself that he is God, So that's pretty much what they're trying to do through the means of AI, man. They want to have the power that the Heavenly Father has, but unfortunately, what Esau Edom doesn't realize, or they don't know, is that you cannot be the Heavenly Father, and there's no God with the Heavenly Father, man. So through that, man, they're gonna be sorely mistaken, right, so to speak. They're gonna be sorely mistaken, and the Lord is not gonna let them get through these so-called plans that they have, right? So let me go ahead and play this real quick.
Here in terms of AI, a world-renowned reporter sounding the alarm after she was embedded inside the upper echelons of AI in the industry. She discovered that Silicon Valley and its elites are scrambling to develop what she describes as a digital god. This is Karen Howe, a former reporter for MIT Technology Review, raising these red flags about AI in the upper echelons after she spent time in there and she did a bunch of interviews with people working on the inside. She says that there seems to be this ideological quest to create a machine god.
And I just want to say this, with them building all these data centers, all of that stuff plays into it, man. Because there's no telling. Of course, it's for AI, but the actual capabilities of it, most likely is going to be able to go beyond that, right?
This centers around OpenAI in particular. This is where she was at on the ground doing these interviews, and she ended up coming across repeated information here that ties into these people believing that they're going to be ushering in some kind of entity, an intelligence. Now this ties into AGI, and I've warned about it before. Once they create this AGI, so to speak, This is a point of no return. Some say we're already there, where the AI is more intelligent than humans and can outsmart us, outfox us, outpace us at anything and everything you can imagine. And it's been dubbed the point of no return. And just here this month, they said they believe that it's been achieved in the past 30 days. Another thing is when she was doing these interviews for a place that said that they were so open about everything, they were super secretive. More like she was like trying to get interviews off of people that were inside the realms of Scientology or something. Everyone was trying to keep everything tight-lipped, but they all seem to have the same ideology in terms of this entity that they're going to bring forth, and that they feel special if they're playing a part in bringing this forth. This doesn't bode well for mankind, because they're writing us off quick. The jobs getting wiped out left and right, and the elites are just purposely, or the powers that shouldn't be, are purposely not saying anything to the masses. And it's going to cause a moment where everyone is without a job and depending on the government for a check, universal basic income, and that's not where you want to be. Elon Musk said that that was the answer, universal basic income. No, it's not. At all. It creates a massive slave race at this point, which we already are, but it just extends it to where they take away all your privacy and your freedom. They put you on a digital currency, you get out of line, they can remove that. With AI watching over you through every single camera lens you can imagine on the planet.
Yeah, man, you know, like I said, it's systems like this put in place all over the world, right? And right now you have people who are in opposition against these data centers and stuff like that being built and whatnot, because of course it's doing damage to the water supply and stuff like that, and it's taking away from people farmland and whatnot, and it's once again destroy those who destroy the earth, pretty much. But when Esau Edom puts in play, you know, whatever type of psyop or crash that they put in place, and then roll out that MOTB in order to get people to comply, you know, that temptation comes in. A lot of people are gonna fall for that trick, man. You know, a lot of people are gonna fall for that snare.
In real time, this just got dystopian real quick. Let's not forget, Elon told us already what the whole plan was. He let the cat out of the bag. He actually said it himself. He said they are trying to summon the demon. Join me for the live streams where I dive down this rabbit hole a lot further. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Much love.
You know, you just seeing more and more of this. You know, I posted something about it. You know, I posted something about the MOTB yesterday. I posted something about it yesterday. I seen a few things on it yesterday as well. You know, Elon Musk had just came out and said, you know, the Neuralink is Jesus-like power or whatever, or Jesus-like technology, whatever the fuck he said. You know, all these things line up with the scriptures and what the prophets and the elder apostles and the elder bishops have been saying for years, man. So there is no denying this truth at all. You know, it's gonna keep on coming out. And the scriptures are going to continue to speak truth, man. So there's no denying it, man. You know, there's no denying it. And if you're saying anything that's opposing to this, man, you're just a false prophet, you know. And you're not with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So you're going to fall subject to that shit, right? But that being said, you know, just keep a watch on what they do, how they play this thing. You know, this AI is what is the next little wave right now, and best believe they're gonna implement it in everyday life to where you can't get around it. Right? You're gonna have to use it. You're gonna have to, you know, be engaged with it. You know, like I said, I just graduated school, and all students are using it in their everyday life. Right? They're gearing people up to use it. You know, they're offering they're offering degrees in AI now. That's what this society has come to. They rely so much on the computers and the technology and stuff like that. That is their way of trying to heal the deadly wound. All right, so it's pretty much how you just have to look at it, because that's what it is. But that being said, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim HaKakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone, once again, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel, Shalom.